Hey guys, welcome to Tom and Talk. This is our next episode of Bot Unplugged, where we just connect with other creators who have the love, drive, and passion that we have for Boys of Tommen. And today we have Mia with us today. You may have seen her online. She does amazing videos where she just kind of says what she feels, which I love. But I've got Brie and Steph with us as well. So we are just going to have a chat with Mia. We love connecting with creators and just kind of, I guess, sharing our love and our passion, our obsession. I mean, it's a few things. It's a real problem. It's like our whole personality, really, at this stage. And I think it might be Mia's as well. So
Yeah.
thanks, Mia, for coming on. So, Mia, did you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, what got
Yeah.
you into
Okay.
Boys of Tommen?
Okay. So I'm Mia. I am from the UK, from the very, very northeast of the UK. So I have a very thick Geordie accent, which is recognizable in a lot of my videos. And I got into Tommen a few years ago. I think I was on holiday and I actually stayed in from, it was a girls' holiday, which from if you are from the UK, you will know is a huge drinking holiday. It's kind of like an American spring break, but make it wild. And I actually stayed in most of the holiday because I couldn't bring myself to turn away from the book. And it just spiraled from there. And I think I've reread it like 4 times a year ever since. And from book one, I absolutely fell in love with Lizzie. And it just grew and grew and grew. And then it came to her book's release. And more was I seen how many people hated her, and I felt the need to educate everyone on why they were so wrong for hating her, and then it just spiraled and it became my whole personality.
How did you find the books? Like, did like a friend recommend them, or did you see them on Book Talk or anything, or did you just like know about them?
I think I seen them on, yeah, I think it was probably BookTok, but before that I was reading like things that my mum recommended. Like I've read my whole life, but it was kind of like just me and my mum that would pass books back and forth. So I had not great book taste, and then obviously book talk came around, and I've always had a Goodreads, and I found a lot of people on there, and I can't remember if Boys of Tommen came from Goodreads or from TikTok or like accumulation of both,
Yeah.
but it was definitely other people like reviewing and recommending it that I started it. But the only book that was out at the time was Johnny and Shannon. Both books, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Yeah, both Johnny and Shannon's both books were out at the time, and there was no other books, and it was during Chloe's big break that I
Yeah.
found Boys of Tommen, and then I remember being like, "Oh my God, these books are never coming back." And then I just had my daughter when the Joey books came out, and I was like, "This is crazy." Because when I started the series, I obviously no intentions of children, nothing. My life was completely different, and then when the rest of the book came out, my life had totally changed.
Oh,
So I
that's so
kind of feel like
interesting.
I've grew with the series coming out, if that makes sense.
Oh, I love that. How old's your daughter?
18 months old. So she's
18 months.
just a little baby.
Aw.
Yeah, my daughter turns 2 next week.
Oh, that's so nice. My daughter's 2 in April. Yeah, 6 months away.
Yeah, I don't know where the time went. So
Crazy.
So is Lizzie your favorite? Do you have like another favorite character or couple or
Joey,
anything in this?
I would say Joey and Lizzie are on equal. It used to be, I think before the Lizzie TikTok side of it took over my life, I would say Joey was probably actually my favorite. And then the more that I've had to defend and learn about Lizzie through other creators, I've actually learned to love her even more myself as somebody who already loved her. But I
Mm.
would probably say Joey was my original favourite from book one ever, like even the start of the books. And then his own books came out again, that just reinforced that. And I fall in love with him more and more as each book's come out. But the same can be said for Lizzie. So I'd say Joey and Lizzie are like equal pairing.
I love that. I always say there's like a before releasing 10 and then an after releasing
Yes,
10
I
maybe.
agree. Yeah. There's like everything changed for me once Releasing 10 came out. I was like, wow, this is just crazy.
Yeah, it's like completely turned you on a 180. You just,
Yeah, it's like a new
okay.
series. Even when I go back and have
Yeah,
reread since, I'm like, this is like not even the same series since Releasing
100%. You
out.
can't, like, I'm in the middle of rereading the 13s and I'm like, well, this is kind of annoying me. Like,
Yeah, you can't turn your Releasing 10 lens off. There's like a lens, like you know how they say rose tinted glasses? It's like
yeah,
Releasing glasses, and you're like,
you're
this
just
is
like,
just not them.
I'm sorry, Johnny and Shannon, but
Yeah, this is not them. Like
nah.
I enjoy Johnny and Shannon snippets now and like moments of them in the other books, but I
Yeah.
think I just don't need this anymore. This is
Yeah,
done. It's been done.
let's get to the crux of the problem because we're still stuck
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, like we're like, listen, there's just not. I need more of the next, not more of the past. It's like I'm like I've chose to reread, but I'm
Get me
irritated that I'm
closer.
back in the
Yeah.
past. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm irritated that we're no step closer while I've gone back in time, and I'm like, oh, what is happening?
I'm so over going back in time. I just want to like get to the
Yeah, that's
solution.
me. I'm like,
Honestly.
yeah, we're like, we get it. The past has happened.
Yeah. And we're like, how long can we stay in 2005?
Literally.
Get me
I was
out.
born in 2004, so I think how long was this year? How long was this year of life? Like I must have been one for a long time.
You're still one.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh my God, get me out. And when I look through, your timeline PowerPoint, I think, God, we have been in 2005 for so long. When I look through it, I think all the events, like it's blank for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, all this stuff happens in 1 year, and you think, what a year, like what an absolute year.
It's like a shit
And
show.
when you do the rereads,
Yeah.
you're like, this is happening at the same time
Yeah.
that like all this
That's-
is happening.
Even
Like,
from the beginning,
what?
literally from Joey and Aoife's books being released, I instantly thought that. I thought, God, how can this all be happening at once? Where is everyone? Like, where is the other people in this universe that are thinking, look at that family, what the hell is going on? Or even look at that dinner table, what the hell is going on over there? Like,
Can you imagine getting like a book from like someone so irrelevant, like an outsider, like looking into like the core 10 or like into all of their lives and just being like, what is happening in that friend group? Like,
yeah.
like
How do you
literally.
explain that to somebody? Like, if you were just like an acquaintance of one of them and you kind of like knew their gossip, how would you sit someone down and say, guess what's happening at that dinner table? They would think, what the hell are you going on about?
That's how we feel about when we look at like our calendars and we're like, look at March and like what was happening in March because everything was happening in March.
Like, what a cursed year.
And we know that like
Yeah.
Hugh and Liz, March is going to be a big one as well, and April, and we're like, we have no more space on the calendar to put all their events. Like it's just wild.
And then also no one knows what's happening.
Yeah,
Like
nobody
in their
knows what's
friend,
happening.
no one like knows in their friend
How?
group. Like I'm like, you're all so
How?
what?
How?
How do you
How?
not know?
That is probably my biggest Boys of Tommen pet peeve is how is nobody awake? Like, is nobody turned on at all to like just even just the irrelevant small things? I think why is nobody
Right?
looking at anyone else?
I think Gibbsy is. I think Gibbsy knows a lot. He just doesn't say anything. And
Yes.
he does kind of give you hints throughout the way that he does know stuff and hasn't said anything. Because that's his like ability to just mask things, and he's super loyal.
I think that's actually kind of interesting because I just reread the 13s and the 6s and like the same scene like happens through Johnny's POV, like when Joey like drives Johnny home after biddies or whatnot. Well, he drives Johnny and Gibbs home, and I was reading the scenes side by side. It's so funny because Gibbs is like whispering like don't bring up anything about the weed to like Joey, and like Johnny doesn't hear it, so that's not in his POV. And I'm like, Gibbsy, you are just like he's like, there's just like these little things that he has known, like, and I'm like, this is so funny because like no one knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Gibbsy has a finger in every pot. Like Gibbsy is
Literally.
interwoven in every single plot somehow, even in the
Yes.
most minor way. He just is there and involved, like this plot of looming background shadow. And obviously, when his future books come, it's gonna all come to light, and it's just gonna be an absolute crazy storm. Because Taming 7 had none of that. Like you would never, if you read Taming 7 alone and then went back and read the rest of the series, you would not like equip all them books. There's no way. You would think that he'd been there for all of them people when it came to his book.
Like it
Taming
was
7
so
was
short.
Odd.
Yeah, I think that like it's less in depth, so you don't see them small moments that would have like really elevated Gibbsy's character to totally change, which it will happen, I think, in the future books. I also think that was done purposefully in a way. Like obviously, I know Chloe had problems with the publishers and stuff, but I think that still it was done in the right way to make sense for his plot and his future books, because I think you will see a totally different Gibbsy in the next book, which is the point.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that. Like you can even see that POV switch at the end of the book.
Yeah,
like it's like Gibbsy the whole time, and then it's like I don't know how to say his name, Jared. I don't know. Yeah. But like you see like the POV even changes because like Gibbsy is the mask And like
Yeah.
that's not him. That's not who he actually is. So I hope in Healing 7, like we actually find out who is he as a person, because we don't know. We haven't even been inside his real head yet. It's almost like a new character.
Yeah, Gibbsy and Jared aren't meant to be the same person, and they aren't meant to, even in a way, know the same things, if that makes any sense. Like they have totally different perceptions of everything that's going on, because masked Gibbsy is hiding himself and others, like you say, from that sense of loyalty. And then once Jared comes out to play, it's all going to totally switch and change.
Mm.
And I don't think a lot of even Gibbsy stands are prepared for that.
I don't
Because
think a lot of people understand it, because they just immediately go to, oh, it was terrible, it was short, it was light, it wasn't deep
I
enough,
don't think anyone,
and no one's actually looking at no, that was intentional. Yes, there were things cut. It was like 50,000 words. Like it doesn't cut the story. You know what I mean?
yeah, and the things that were cut obviously weren't integral to the plot, otherwise they couldn't have been cut. And I don't think people give Chloe and Gibbsy the recognition that they need for Taming 7. Like Taming 7 is always brushed past because it wasn't the book people wanted. People wanted Taming 7 to kind of be like a rom-com because of the like vibes that Gibbsy and Claire gave in the initial books, but they were never ever going to be that, because Boys of Tommen isn't that.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that kind of just shows, like, even like the funny class clown guy, like that doesn't mean that's who he is as a person. Like he has his own stuff he's dealing with, and I think that she like brings that to light with it, because a lot of Gibbsy, like people who really like Gibbsy, like they even say like, oh, but he's like this funny happy guy, and I'm like, sure, he could be, I'm sure he is that also, but like that's also mostly his mask. Like his mask is this like class clown figure, like that has no filter and that just like says what's on his mind and jokes around, because it doesn't allow him to think. And because I'm rereading Taming 7 right now, and his biggest thing is say like that he hates is thinking. He hates being in his brain because it brings back all his trauma. And he's like, I want to move forward, not past. And he even recognizes that like I can't move forward unless I recognize the past, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to stay right here. He literally says that. So I'm really excited, because I think I'm actually going to like his character more than I do now, because I don't relate very much to his character right now. And not saying I don't like him, I do like him, but like I don't relate to him. But I think I may relate a little bit more to his actual character, if that makes sense.
And I think Gibbsy stans who think they are Gibbsy stans are going to bring all this rebranding argument back to the forefront again, but for Gibbsy, in a way that they're going to be like, she rebranded him to make him this and that, because it's not who they wanted him to be, but it is who he is. And it's going to change their perception on him, and they're going to be hung up on that he isn't as goofy, and obviously he is going to still be that like wild, crazy, goofy guy that he is, because it's who he is, but there's so much more to him than that. And I think that a lot of Gibbsy stans aren't going to be able to understand that.
I feel like this whole like rebranding thing though is just like so ridiculous. Like Chloe has been working on these books for years. Like 10 we're not rebranding any of our characters. And if the people that watch my videos, they always know how much I talk about like perspective. Like that's really what matters. It matters so much. Like if you're not in the perspective of someone who's focusing on a specific character, or you're not in that character's head, you are not going to know anything about them. That's just how it is. Like
exactly, how can you rebrand something that doesn't have an original brand? Like a rebrand suggests that they were somebody before that, which without their perspective is physically impossible. They cannot have been anybody because they haven't got a book. The point of the books from different POVs is that this is who they actually are. Like you can't rebrand something that somebody doesn't know.
Yeah,
because that would have to suggest that, like, it sounds daft, but that'd have to suggest that the person's POV that you are in wrote that book, but Chloe wrote the book. So do you understand what I mean? And that if how Johnny's seen everyone, that would mean that he was the main POV throughout the whole series, but he isn't.
She said like Lizzie's story was supposed to be first, so like that should have just like put an end to the rebrand, because if Hugh and Liz were she came up with them first. It's been like calculated and like thought out, like I'm gonna give you these point of views in this order so that you create like this conversation, and then I'm gonna reveal to you like everything that Liz has been through.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have the same effect. It we would not be here. I want to say, if it was like that. Because you would be like, it's predictable. Yep. This is exactly what I expected
Yeah.
because I already know her trauma. Yep. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it
You'd
wouldn't
think
be the
people
same.
You'd think people had never read an interconnected standalone series before. This happens
Mhm.
in series throughout the whole of literature. There is always a character that you don't expect to have a story that has a story. And even if they weren't intended to from book one, so many authors find inspiration in writing that they didn't expect to. So even if Chloe hadn't planned Lizzie and Hugh from book one, what is wrong with her finding inspiration in book two and being like, wow, this is great on page? And then doing that in book five, like it
Mm.
happens all the time. Loads of authors do that. It's
Okay.
totally, completely normal. But because this isn't what people initially wanted, or they're not happy with the direction of the series, because obviously the book right now compared to the first Binding and Keeping 13 are totally different. They're like
Yeah.
irritated, but you can stop reading it, Keeping 13.
Yeah.
It wouldn't change your perception of the 213 books at all. And if that's what you want from the series, have that from the series. You can take what you want from this series and these
Yeah.
books because that's totally your free will.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's a good point too, because like Katie was never supposed to get a book. But Chloe found inspiration in her character when she started writing about like Feely and when she started going through the process of Liz and Hugh and all that stuff. Because there's a lot of people that were in her Clover's Facebook group. I've been talking to a lot of them who have the receipts that say Katie was never going to have a book. And then Chloe decided to change that. She was like, you know what? I want to write her POV. And she had to like almost finagle a little bit of what was going to happen in Lizzie and Hugh's story in order to give Katie a main character spot. But Katie was never supposed to be a main character. She was supposed to be a side character that was just like a shield for Hugh. Like she never was going to get anything. The whole fact is that like she finds inspiration as she goes. And that's important because I think that's what's going to play out into the college years too. Like who ends up getting older in the college years too. We're going to have Tig, whatever, however you say his name. Like he's going to be able to get a book. We already see a playlist with him and like that Leah girl. So like she's finding inspiration as she goes, and I think that's really important for an author to do. But I agree, like I feel like it's like people never read an interconnected book series before. Like this is just what happens.
Yeah, this is how writing
Yeah.
processes work. You find inspiration all over the place, randomly in places that you never ever expected. And if that didn't happen, nothing new would come out ever. People would
Mm.
just recycle the same things over and over and over again. Like even things that are inspired by things like Romeo and Juliet and things like that, they're all just inspiration rewritten and found random pieces that have sparked a thought and then it spirals from there. Like why doesn't Chloe have the grace to do that in the way that every other author is? I believe it's the ages. I think it's that it's such a
Yeah.
wide range of ages and experiences and like such a
Mhm.
variety of people that read it because it's got so big that it's kind of became I can't think of the word, oversaturated to the point that
Yes.
so many people are involved in this fandom because the books are so gripping and there's
Yeah.
so many different opinions and thoughts that they actually start to like bounce off of the walls and they're all crashing into each other, and it's
Yeah.
became so to the point that you cannot say anything without it echoing in this chamber of the fandom, that it comes back with a million different opinions on it, when really in a smaller fandom that just has normal people in it, everyone just accepts that that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're completely right. It's almost like it's really hard to have an opinion in this fandom because someone is going to be like, no, you're wrong. It's like, how can I be wrong? It's an opinion. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't even make sense. Like, an opinion can't be right or wrong. It's an opinion. It doesn't even have to be based on fact. Like, I could just be like, well, I didn't like that. Why? I don't have a reason. I just don't like it. Like, that's totally fine. But in this fandom, it's just like very, I don't know. It's just like I think it is. I think it is the age thing because like someone I might be communicating with someone in my comments who's 15 years old. They're not going to have the same brain as me. I'm 28. They're not going to think the same way I'm thinking because we have a huge gap. Like talk to me when you're a little older maybe and then we'll figure it out then. But like I think it's just it clashes a lot.
Mm.
And I also think that because of all the topics in the fandom, a lot of people have learned like buzzwords and they really weaponize them. And when in reality, they don't know what any of it means. And they're totally spreading this misinformation. And that's where a lot of the anger comes from, especially from Lizzie stands. This is like a real thing that I face in this fandom, is that people have learned these words through TikTok comments and things like that, but then don't go and do any real education on it or any real research into what they are saying, and they don't understand just how damaging what they're saying is. And then they fling back in in your face things that like Lizzie Stans say, and you think, yeah, but you're using that in the wrong way. And they can't, because they're of their age, a lot of the time that they are younger, they aren't understanding how impactful and long lasting the things that they're saying are. And that's when I get like my back up and I'm like, you don't understand. And again, people weaponize the word opinion, because you can have an opinion, but if it is rooted in misinformation and damaging information, somebody is going to check you on it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I posted a video of me dressing as Shannon Lynch for Halloween, and that was, I'm a monster. It was like actually insane, because there's people in the comments that were just like, how can you dress as like a malnourished, abused
girl?
And that never even crossed my mind. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, I dressed as Shannon because I like Shannon, and I thought I looked the most similar to Shannon. Like, I don't look like Lizzie, I have brown hair. So like, I was like, I'm gonna dress as Shannon. Like, that was my thought process. It's for a book club, like Halloween party. And like, I'm reading these comments and I'm like, you see Shannon as this person? Like, you just see her as her trauma? It was like the most absurd thing I've ever seen. But it was just like, they always do that. Like, it's like they'll take something that's nothing and then just be like, bah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you understand the point of the series, because it's not about making the person all about their trauma. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it like oversimplifies
it's like they can't
Shannon
see the characters as trauma and person anymore. It's like they cannot be one without the other. And you think,
your trauma doesn't define you. So, okay. I think we read completely different books.
Yeah, you need a badge for on your costume that says, disclaimer, this is post Keeping 13. Everyone knows that you are.
Like, hello,
you just need to hold Keeping 13 and be like, it's actually like more of this at the end.
I'm not Shannon Lynch.
Also, it's not like you like drew bruises on your face or like you didn't like put cinder like on yourself, like from like a fire.
I feel like put like hello, my name is Healthy Shannon. Like, I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Like even then, people still do like controversial Halloween costumes. Yeah. Because it's Halloween, that's the whole point, is to do these costumes that you never could just step out the house in. But like, that's the point of Halloween. Like, that's such a, I honestly, when I seen that the first time that I was in their comments, I thought, oh God, this is where the problems lie. Like, people just cannot let anything pass.
Well, I also thought it was like
this has gone too far.
When I saw like one or two, I was like, okay, whatever. But then it started like escalating. And then I was like, okay, well, this is kind of harmful too, because if anyone has ever been in Shannon's shoes, like, you're just basically saying that they're not a person. Like, they are just their trauma. And I was like, that's not fair. I was like, so then I was like, okay, I'll make a follow-up video just explaining, like, I don't see people as their trauma, because like, that can be harmful in itself. I think people forget, like, even the comments they write, like, even if it's with good intention, I guess you could say, can still be harmful. Like, these the situations in these books are very, very real. They happen all the time. So like, you have to be very mindful that just because the books are fiction doesn't mean everything in the book is fiction to another person.
And just a point that if it was a boy that had dressed up as Gibbsy or Johnny or Joey, there'd be no girls in the comments saying, why are you dressed up as a boy that's been through this? Everyone would just be going feral. Yeah, because nobody would care. Nobody would care. But because it's you, and because it's like one of us, and it's somebody that they see as like their enemy, that's nothing can happen. People project the whole fandom's opinions onto every creator. Like, because there is a few Lizzie stans that obviously say horrible things, as every single stans has done, there is no innocent part of this fandom. I do not care what you say, there is no part of the fandom that hasn't said something completely disgusting. But because Lizzie stans are always trying to defend themselves all the time, that every single negative thing that's ever been said about another character from a Lizzie stan is projected onto every single one of us. Like, you cannot escape it. And you just think, I didn't even say that. I don't even think that. Somebody else that I don't even know or have ever interacted with has said that. Why would you then project that onto me?
Yeah, it's very weird. Very weird fandom.
I
Very
just post
strange.
and ghost. I'm like, bye. And then I see the
Yeah,
comments. I'm like,
Krystel's really
I'm
good
a
at
post
that.
and ghoster. If
She's
it
so
annoys
good
me,
at
I'll
that.
say something else. I'll just say that's actually romantic that you came here. Thank you. But yeah, I
Meanwhile, I'm like, did you see what they commented?
yeah.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Steph's like, what?
I literally,
I'm
I'm
like, oh
sometimes
no,
like
not happening.
I'm sometimes in public spaces and someone's like, "Who are you texting?" And I'm like, "No one," because I'm actually arguing with someone in my comments, like really seriously, deeply, as if they've like personally wronged me. And somebody's like, "What are you so angry about?" And I'm like, "Nothing." Like I can't obviously come out and be like, I'm in comment sections with this 15-year-old having a real physical argument that if they were in front of me would get physical because I honestly can't restrain myself. Like if somebody says something, I'm like, who are you talking to? I hate the little condescending words that they use. Like if somebody calls me girl in my comments, oh,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, who are you talking to? Like you do not know me. And I just can't cope with it. I get so irritated so fast. Like I
They
really probably
always
shouldn't be in
often,
so many fandom
babe,
spaces, but I can't keep
babe.
myself with oh,
Babe.
And I go, that just set me over the
You know
edge.
what? Krystel is like our saving grace because she's like, guys, just don't answer them. And I'm like, that's not a possibility.
She's like, just stop scrolling for a little while. Don't go through your For You page.
Yeah,
You
I
won't
don't
see things
scroll.
that make you upset. And I'm like, how do I stop
Yeah.
doing that?
Or
I
like I'm
can't.
like the filter. I'm
I
like,
won't.
maybe don't say that. But I can come on. I'll come on and I'll say something.
no, I have no filter, right? I say something and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But it's too late and it's out there. And I just think, oh, well, I've got to deal with the consequences now. I've said it. I may as well just get on with it. But I don't like jump in other comment sections. I would instantly just make a video because I need that reinforcement of other people being like, I agree. I've done it a few times. I've jumped in comments and then I've had to then recruit other people to be like, please say that you agree with me here. Like, come here before I am. Like, before I'm ganged up
I've
on
done
too
that.
many at
We will
once.
agree with you. Just let us know.
Yeah, I'm
No,
like,
yeah,
come back.
we have like a little
I'm like,
team
I'm
going
getting
where
eaten
everyone just
alive.
like,
So
I think it's going to change a lot in the next book, but I'm excited to see how the fandom tackles that because it's going to be very interesting.
I'm kind of
yeah,
scared.
me too. I think a lot of
I'm
people
kind of,
create these people, like, especially for side characters, because I know a lot of people like lost their minds when that one snippet of Feely and Casey came out at the pavilion and people were just destroying him. And I was shocked by that snippet. But people were just destroying him. Like they know a lot about Patrick. And I was like, well, we don't really know. He's just like quiet. He's just like there
it's
strumming the
headcanons.
guitar. I don't
It's
know. Like
people
we
take
don't
these
know.
headcanons. Yeah, people take these headcanons that they've built in their own head and manipulate them into being the truth because they've said them to themselves that many times. And then people
Yeah.
come into like my comments and say these things. I think this hasn't happened yet. Like, what do you mean this has
Mm,
happened? It hasn't even happened yet. Like, how can you be
exactly.
arguing that this is your
Be like, we
point
weren't
when
given
it,
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
when
like,
the point
no,
is your
it was
own delusion.
confirmed on Spotify. I'm like, nothing is confirmed on Spotify. That is not an official publication of a book. So that is not canon.
We don't even have a name yet. It's all C10 T10, and you think, well, how can you pretend that this actually happened when we haven't even named the book yet?
They're like, Hugh's a cheater. I'm like, are we sure? Like, do we actually know this? Like, I have no idea. Because, like,
Do we
can you show
care?
me where? Also, I don't care. But, like,
Yeah,
I
can
don't
you show
care as
me
who
long
where?
cares?
as it's with
Yeah,
Liz.
exactly. I say this in every single one of my video comments nearly. Do not let your boyfriend keep you from your husband.
Mm.
That is a fact. And that's rooted in fact. And if that is the man for you, get him, girl. I just have no morals when it comes to fiction. I would say, like, why would I care what happens in a fictional world that isn't really real? It's not going to impact me in any single way, shape, or form. Why would
Yeah.
you be so hung up on this one fact? Like, these people aren't real, and
Yeah.
being cheated on isn't like the most traumatizing thing that's even happened in the series. It's actually probably the least traumatic thing that will happen in this whole series. So, like, this
Yeah.
is again the wrong hill to die on.
Mm,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's just like,
Like,
And
there are
that's
they're
big of a
each
deal.
cheating with their person. So like,
Yeah, I think we've got to look at it like they are
I don't
using
really
each
care.
other mutually. It's a mutual shielding relationship. They are using each other. Whatever happens is mutual. Yes, someone's going to do it first, for sure. But I think people just need to recognize that Chloe doesn't hate any of her characters. She
No.
wouldn't be writing all these books if she didn't like them. So she's not going to ruin the characters she has spent so long building with an
Mhm.
action that is not going to be about their values or anything like that. Like it's not going to
Yeah.
reflect who they are. Like,
Like none of the core 10 won't be redeemable. You know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna be able to be fine. Like
yeah,
everyone's gonna be fine.
everyone just needs to trust the process, and we're getting very good at our poker faces.
And everyone needs to realize, right, that as even though Katie is the antagonist of Liz and Hugh, Hugh is the antagonist of Katie and Feely. Like there is always going to be a bad guy in somebody's story, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make them the bad
Yeah.
guy.
Mm.
Like we know who the bad guys are. Of course, we like. There's no shock there. There's no new revelation. These are just
Yeah.
small, minor moments that happen in these teenagers' lives. Like people get cheated on all the time, and they just get up and they move on and they brush it off. And to be honest, if they stayed friends, it wouldn't even shock me or bother me because this happens with teenage girls all the time. I honestly think that people forget what it's like to be a teenager. They hold
Yeah.
these characters to such standards of these moral adults that should have their shit together and know what the hell is going on. And they don't. Of course they don't. They're all traumatized and 16. That is
Yeah.
like
And it's like a
just a recipe
different
for
era
disaster.
as well. Like it's literally 2005 where you like basically couldn't do much with your phone. So what are you doing? You're going out and hooking up with people. Because what else do you do?
And there would
Literally.
be no proof as someone who was a teen in that
Yeah,
Yeah.
time
like
Like
period.
like
So
how would you
common.
get caught? Like yeah, like
Yeah.
you're literally at the back of Biddy's. Cool, sweet. You're in there in your
Yeah,
car.
like
Amazing. Like
I'm like,
you're
there
against
were
literally
no
the wall.
cameras. There were no digital
gaslighting
cameras. There were no cell phones.
Mm,
gaslighting was born in that era because people have like believe what you want because nobody knew, nobody had any idea what was going on. So, it's just
yeah,
normal. It's literally the era it was written in for a reason.
yeah. They
yeah.
literally do something after school every day. Like they are out to like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock every day after school. What do you do? Like
No, like actually, like what do you do?
like
Like
what do
nowadays
you
people are just like scrolling on TikTok, but like
exactly?
back then we
And
didn't
back
do
then,
that.
you are literally out. You are with your
Yeah.
friends. You are with
Yeah.
people creating experiencing things. Like
My
we got
parents would
to the
literally be like, get
cinema.
home by dark.
Yeah,
Come home by dark. Or like 9 p.m.
you don't
And
have a
I'd be like,
phone to scroll on. Yeah,
okay,
activity is
what are
burning
they gonna do?
calories. Exactly. So like, what else are you
I
gonna
don't
do
know
in
where I
your free
am.
time?
Exactly. And these characters have been shown to be sneaky since book one. Every single one of them has done something behind another character's back because, again, they are just young and making mistakes that are redeemable. Like, cheating is redeemable, it's
Yeah,
not
it is.
an actual crime. And
No.
realistically, in the situation of the stupid square, whatever you want to call it, nobody has been actively like soul destroyed.
No.
Everyone will just crack on with their day the next morning.
Like it's all
Mhm.
just gonna be fine. Like
Yeah,
everything's just gonna be
like they would
fine.
still just go to lunch the next day and be like, damn, can't believe that just happened. And there wouldn't be like, there's just no, it's not the end of anybody's world.
But I guess like to put yourself in the mindset of a teenager, I guess that is the end of the world when you are young, you know. It's like as an adult, I'm like, okay, like I literally could care less if my high school boyfriend cheated on me. I literally like who are you? But like as a teenager, it's like the end of the world. Like everything is so severe. It's like, no, it's really not. It's like there's a lot worse things happening. Like maybe we just focus on
Yeah.
those.
I even think though that these aren't regular teenagers. So even Katie, who
Yeah.
I personally don't love, but understand that she is going to get hurt in this situation, she still has far worse things going on in her life, even without having a book that we know are happening to her. So realistically, this isn't going to be the be all and end all for her future, where she looks back in 10 years and thinks, God, that was the worst time of my life, because it just isn't. And it never will be. And
No.
people just are so hung up on that this character that they've built in their head is going to be soul destroyed because they would be hurt. They've
Yeah.
projected that onto her, but we don't even know how she's going to react yet. We don't even know who she is yet to
Yeah.
know her, any of her emotions. We
The
do not
real
know whether she
question
could
there is
be.
Mia. Nobody really knows who she is.
Yeah. We don't even know if she's going to have like, what if she's like completely fiery and she does not care less, and she could be an Aoife type person and she just couldn't care less. We don't know that.
Yeah.
God, when
That's a
you
great
read who Aoife was in Keeping and Binding 13, you would not equate her to being the same character that she is in
No.
Sixes. You wouldn't even
Yeah.
think that they were the same couple. There's just no way that you would even connect them. And nobody cares because,
Yeah.
of course, they don't, because she's lovable in her own books.
Yeah. I'm like
Mhm.
very like I think amongst it all, I'm excited to see how the fandom reacts to Katie.
I
Like
think so
Me
too.
too.
I think it'll be like
Just because we know so little
yeah.
that like people have really crafted this like character and like all of her characteristics from very limited words that I'm like, okay, but if it doesn't go that direction, like you've really like dug into this. Like
Yeah, you've like
I
set yourself a
worry.
standard that like you've got to be open to anything when you don't have their perspective yet. Like you've got to
Yeah.
be
Same
open.
with what like we said earlier about Gibbs stance. Like he is gonna be like his true self. And
And this is where the people that are actually Katie stans and the people that are Katie stans because they are Lizzie haters will reveal themselves. Because there will be people that are only love Katie because they hate Lizzie, and when Katie isn't who they want her to be, they won't care anymore. They
Yeah.
Mhm.
want her to be a certain way because it'll hurt Lizzie, and that's their main priority is because they hate
Yeah.
Lizzie.
Mm. Oh well, we'll see what happens. We are very excited.
I'm
I
very
can't wait.
excited.
Is there a moment like in the future, any of the future upcoming books that you're like most excited for?
Oh God. Um, I would like to see Hugh apologetic. I know that's a really controversial thing to say because people think that he shouldn't be sorry, but I personally think that I would like to see him just fight for Lizzie a little bit more and, say, like, I am choosing you and I am sorry that you went through all this alone. And that would be something healing for Lizzie. And even if she doesn't realize that, because I know she thinks that she's the bad guy. And
Yeah.
I want Hugh to change that. That's, I think, the point of Liz and Hugh is that he changes her perception of herself, and
Mhm.
that's where I want to see more of, because obviously the breakup has been so damaging for her as a person that I need to see them coming back together heal her personally. And I'm
Mm.
so
I like
excited to see, obviously, as I said, Joy and Liz are both my favorite characters, and their relationship will just fill me with joy because they are my two favorite characters. And I looked out massively on them becoming best friends because they're both my
I can't
favorites.
wait.
It's
I
gonna be
can't
so
wait.
good. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love Shannon and Liz as well. I'd like to see a lot more of that. And I feel like that's something in the snippets that we've seen from Spotify is something that, like, I wish there was something that's brought up a little bit more because it's not something we see all the time. But I would really love to see it a little bit more. That one snippet where Shannon goes into Lizzie's bedroom and hugs her, it makes me feel so sad but happy at the same time, because I think Lizzie needs someone that isn't Hugh to be in
Mm.
her corner,
Yeah.
because there
I
is
agree.
no one else.
Lizzie is like go away, like, and it's so easy for her to like push people away. And I think like Shannon and Hugh both like choosing to like show up consistently and like not leave and be like, no, like even like in that snippet, she's like I know, and like hugs her and is just like not actually leaving her. I think that'll be like really big for her and
My
it'll
heart.
be really sad, but like it hurts, but I think it'll
And
be really
Shannon's
good to see.
definitely like super important for Liz because Liz literally talks about like in the snippets like how like when Shannon's around, it's like a breath of fresh air almost. Like she kind of can like relax a little bit. I think it even mentioned it in releasing 10 too. Like she
Mhm.
just feels like at peace almost. Like her mind is at ease when Shannon's around. So I'm hopeful that we'll get a lot of like the Lynch siblings like being really helpful to Lizzie, which I think that would be really, really nice. I hope we also get some like maybe even Adele with Lizzie because I think that would be really cool too.
I think that Lizzie and even Lizzie and Catherine, like there's a lot of, I think, really interesting Lizzie dynamics that are going to come up that I am really excited and just anticipating in a way. Like I really need to see. I hope that the reason Mike has left is that Catherine is leaving Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's what needs to happen, because that would be, for me, Catherine standing up for Lizzie in the best way that she can. I mean, it'd be better if she just stabbed him in the neck, but that's not going to happen. But I wish it would, but it wouldn't. But I wish it would. And I also
There's
really
so
am
many things I
desperate to
wish would
see,
happen.
yes, I'm desperate to see the downfall of Pierce as well, because something frightened me the other day, and I think it was a Spotify snippet, and it was like a snippet of Pierce, and it was a love song, more of like an obsessed song from Pierce to Liz. And I really need people to remember that Pierce does not love Liz. And this is my again an issue with a lot of the younger readers is they lack the nuance of understanding abuse. It's just plain sight, and like Pierce is an abuser, and people, no matter how much he says that he cares about her or any of this, and he is one of her abusers, and people really need to remember that. And I hope that Chloe expresses that properly and really gets it across just how horrible he is for Liz and has been to Liz.
Yeah.
Just to like wake people up a little bit and to change their perception on what they're seeing, because nobody seems to, a lot of Lizzie haters can't grasp just the depth of the abuse she's in with Pierce, and then really brush it off, and it's not something to be brushed off no matter what. Pierce will never be redeemed, and he is irredeemable because he is a bad person. He is an abuser.
Yeah.
And I think Chloe really lined that up when Gibbs says, like, who reminds you of like Mark and Kiba? Or like it was like something like that, but it was like Pierce and Liz. So having people outwardly acknowledge that Pierce and Liz's relationship is very similar to what was going on in the dynamics of like her sister and Mark, I think that's very clear. Chloe's trying to like set up like Pierce is really not a good person. There's a lot of similarities. Clearly, he's abusive. There could be like other stuff going on. Like
very toxic.
There's a choking scene too where I'm like, he put hands on her and like was like trying to choke her out. Like
he's strangling her. That is like the leading sign that you are in a domestic violence relationship. Is if there is like, I think it's a statistic that's like, if your partner strangles you, it's 75% more likely that he is going to kill you. And as an adult, you can instantly recognize that, but a lot of the younger readers don't see it like that. And because Lizzie's arguing back, because that's just who she is, as a lot of domestic violence people, a lot of domestic violence survivors do, they do stand up for themselves a lot of the time, but they are still in those abusive situations. No matter the type of person you are, you can still be abused, even in the most minor ways. Because in comparison to Mark, I think people don't see it to be as serious, but it is. It's just as serious, and people need to treat it that way.
I think that's a really good point. And I think that's something that Chloe does really interesting in her books too, because especially Joey's book, because Joey saw how his mom was abused and it was very violent. So he associated any type of sexual violence with like, or sexual assault with like violent tendencies. So when Danielle did what she did to Joey, he didn't view himself as a victim because in his mind it wasn't violent. He enjoyed it. He kept going back, like enjoyed it in the sense of like he completed the task, and he kept going back. So it took not just Shannon telling him like you didn't consent, but it also took a therapist to be like, okay, let's flip the script. If this was Shannon, would this be okay? And he's like, no, like, why would you even say that? Like, absolutely not. Like, she can't consent. And she's like, well, there you go. But in Joey's mind, because it wasn't this like violent, like physically holding someone down, horrible situation, it wasn't an assault. But that's not the case because there's different forms of assault. Like, just because one involves fists and physical restraint doesn't mean there isn't other types. Like, if you say no and someone continues, that is still assault, even if you just say no and like you freeze, like. And I think Chloe does it really interesting. I think that's the point of a lot of the different forms of sexual assault she puts in the books, to show that not everything is very black and white. Just because one is this violent and this one isn't this violent doesn't mean they're both, one's right and one's wrong. They're both wrong. Like, they're both wrong. They're just different.
Exactly. It's all abuse at the end of the day. If you are harmed or you are hurt, or even if it just makes you deeply upset, that is abuse. Like everyone, the way that they react to abuse can be completely different. It doesn't take away from the fact that it is abuse.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's a lot of problems that like people have with Lizzie, is obviously because she's remained like the way she reacts to her abuse is not picture perfect, or not the way that people expect her to, or that any of the other characters have. They just can't seem to wrap their heads around, which just just makes me sad. Like, it doesn't even make me feel anything other than just sad that this is the way that they're perceived. This poor girl that has been through so much and can't catch a break.
Mm. And then I think they like mix those thoughts with like the actual relationships within the core 10, and
Mhm.
they like try to make problems or like perceive situations differently than what the intention is.
Yeah.
Because we know who the bad guys are. Like we know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about those situations. Other situations, there is no intention for things to be perceived like that. But that's why they get confused.
They
Um,
get confused. Yeah.
yeah, and they mix it all together. And I think then that's just over analyzing. I think again we need to reflect on the time period that this is 2005, 2004,
Things are
2003.
different.
Very
Yeah.
different. Consent didn't look the same back then. Unless you kind of lived through it, you wouldn't really know what consent looked like, also as a
It
teenager.
also just wasn't as talked about. And I think
Mm,
because we live in 2025, we talk about things like this like very openly. But I feel like at least from what I remember back in that time, like no one really openly talked about this type of stuff. Like the Me Too movement came out much later, and like that was like a big catalyst for people talking about like sexual assault and stuff like that. But like to be honest, like this stuff wasn't discussed. Like a lot of people didn't even know the signs of like certain traumas. Like I think like what happened like with Kiva and Gibbs, and I'm not saying Kiva was ever in the right. She wasn't. She should have went to an adult. But at the same time, was she ever even taught the proper protocol? Because we have to look at the time period she was in. Because we know her parents didn't talk about that stuff. Half the time they like brush everything under the rug and just be like, don't speak anything bad. Like we have to look at like the time period and not like 2025 and 2005 and prior to 2005 are very, very different. Very different. The things you can say in 2005, you'd probably get like literally canceled so hard in 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And
But like,
nobody,
you would
and
like, I remember saying things in high school on like Twitter or my Facebook status that I probably that would send people into a coma now. Like I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I really had to like go and scrub my internet because I'm like, oh my gosh, like you can't say that online, Brianna. But like back in the day, it wasn't that big of a deal. No one cared. No one was triggered about it. So
Yeah.
like certain things are just different based off the time period, and I think that's hard to
There was
understand.
no social media then. So
Yeah.
like there is no trail.
There's
There's
no
no
nothing.
like no one
There's no
can look back and be
resources.
like, "Oh, Stephanie did this in 2005." I
Yeah.
mean, unless you find like my MySpace.
Yeah. MySpace. Yeah.
But like
and
It's
that
there's not that
yeah.
footprint for the people who grew up in that time period.
Mm,
Like there is
There's
and
also
that
now.
just not
can
as
be
many resources.
criticized, and it is okay to say like that abuse isn't, and that can be criticized and saying that like we wish this had happened, but it
Yeah.
isn't going to because of the time periods that it's in. And if it was
Yeah.
set now, yes, obviously the story would be completely different because
mm,
the
100%.
whole thing would be completely different. Even straight up with the keeping and the bindings, like there's no way Joey and Shannon wouldn't have been safeguarded because
Yeah.
there's totally new protocols now and there's totally new ways of life because of real life people like Joey and Shannon that got flung through the system or abandoned by the system, and
Mhm.
they actually died in things like the fire, and then new laws and new things came to light, and that is the point of life experience. And yes, it's awful and it's sad, but that's how we learn.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you grow.
Mhm.
That's how you
Yeah.
learn that things need to be in place. Like this is how you learn the signs because someone else experienced it. Like
And
you're
you
never gonna
and
know
like
this.
miss
Yeah.
that, yeah, and then like they do in the books now, that like there's no way nobody didn't notice what was happening because a lot of their friends did, like even Alec and Podge and stuff, they notice it, and if that
Yeah.
was happening, other adults would notice it and they would have a duty of care that just
Mm.
wasn't in place then, which is why people like Pierce and stuff got away with a lot of the stuff that they did, and they shouldn't. And I
Yeah.
just hope, yeah, and that people should hold other his peers should hold him accountable. And that's something that I
Yes.
really hate about Pierce, is that he isn't held accountable yet, and I cannot wait for that day to come.
Me
I
too.
Yeah.
cannot wait genuinely for the rugby team to dissolve, and as much as it'll break Johnny's heart, it'll heal mine, because I cannot wait for
Yeah.
all of them to
Yeah.
understand just how
That's it.
awful a lot
And
of
you
the
know it's
individual
coming.
people in that team are. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna
It's
happen.
You've built
definitely
the whole
coming.
thing around the rugby team, and like you go
Yeah.
back to binding and all the things that they say and the reputation
Yeah.
they have. all characters have said something about the rugby team. So we know it's
And that's
coming.
done with
Yeah.
such intent.
Yeah.
And that's done with such intent. Like even Lizzie hating the rugby team isn't just about Mark. It's genuinely just who she is as a person, to understand that patriarchal. The one time that I really noticed this was so key about the rugby team was when the expulsion scene where Liz is like, isn't it funny that Joey's going home and the rugby team are going back to rugby? And I knew then straight away just how important this rugby team reputation was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And people, because of Johnny being like the best rugby player and being like really kind and loving, they now think that all the rugby team is like that, and it couldn't be further from the truth. They aren't good people. Johnny is just one of a few.
Yeah.
Honestly, without Johnny, like the rugby team, a lot of the rugby team at least, would have been like talking about Shannon, like after like she got hit in the head with the ball. Like they were gonna talk about her. And
Yeah,
Johnny
they were gonna
stopped
Even
go
if Johnny
after her.
wasn't the captain, if he was
Yeah.
just another member of the team, they
Yeah.
still would. And they still do. There still is moments where they defy that. And
Yeah.
if you think that's what they're saying about the captain's girl or whatever they thought it to be at the time, what
Yeah.
do you think they're saying about girls like Liz?
Yeah.
And
100%.
why shouldn't she be outraged by that? Like she has a right to completely hate all them boys, because I would.
I would too.
Well, even
100%.
Yeah,
when
you
Gibbs
would hate
calls
them.
Pierce, is it Gibbs who calls Pierce a saint for?
Yeah, you
No, it's
instantly that would
Johnny.
have. Yeah,
I
was
need
like,
Johnny to reflect on that one comment and be like,
excuse me?
Johnny and
Yeah,
Gibbsy
like-
both call him Saint. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I was just
no.
reading the scene in Taming 7. I was reading it last night before bed, where they're like talking about like Claire, like trying to get a rise out of Hugh, but it gets a rise out of Gibbs, and like it leads into this big fight at lunch between the whole rugby team. And I'm like, the things they're saying about Hugh's sister when she's sitting right there while Hugh is there, it's like not good. Like it's like really, really bad. And I'm like,
It is. Yeah.
it's icky. It's really icky. And I'm like, oh my God, they're just lucky I'm not there. Like they're very lucky.
And Liz's whole personality is built on that she is such a loyal friend when she needs to be. And when moments like that happen, she is gonna flip off the handle, because that's just who she is. Even without anything else that's happened to her separate, that is just a core part of her personality. The same way Joey would. If someone was talking like that about his friends or his sister or anyone related to him, Joey would do the worst you can imagine. And it would be excused.
That's a great point, because actually just before that scene, Joey gets suspended because it's someone called Aoife a slut.
Yeah.
Because he was like, absolutely not, we're not doing this. And he literally just like beat the crap out of him. Like, I think it was Ronan or whatever his name is. But I was like, it's literally the exact scene. It's like something happens between that, and then it's like they go back to just talking crap about the girls. And I'm like, this is so weird. This is so odd.
And again, it's because they're just not held accountable. And
No,
Lizzie notices that, and that's how I knew that the rugby team was going to come to an end before the series ended. Yeah, and there is going to be a bomb that goes off on that rugby team table, and I hope Lizzie is the one that pulls the trigger, because she.
I think that's really interesting. With kind of, we were talking about like, we're trying to theorize like how Pierce is handled, and since like all of the other assaults in the book like haven't had much like repercussions, I think it's interesting to know like Pierce is on that team too. Like what type of, like when the truth does come out, is he going to face anything, or is it going to be similar to like Dee just like losing her job, or like nothing happened to Danielle? Like is something going to happen to him, or like he's just gonna.
I hope it shatters the rugby team. I hope
Me too.
I think,
and I hope everyone acknowledges just how wrong they were about that relationship. Every single person that ever made a comment and tried to paint Lizzie out to be the bad person in that relationship, I really hope that they reflect on what they said, even if there's no outright apology, which obviously would be for the best. But I understand that that's not always realistic. I just hope that internally they really reflect on that we didn't have a clue what was going on inside that girl's life. And that's true for the whole series, is that nobody knows Lizzie really. And I hope that they all sit and think with that, and they think that, God, this girl who we've known since she was 5 deserved more from us than we gave her.
I need that. Like, I truly, like, that's what I need. I think that will cure my soul.
Me too. Me too.
Like, I need that.
I need a lot of things. And
I need a lot of, my list is growing.
Yeah.
Gosh,
a lot of my
like,
needs are unrealistic.
Me too. Sometimes I think, God, this would be 50-book series if I got everything that I wanted from this series.
It would no longer be a contemporary romance.
No, it wouldn't. It literally
Would be
wouldn't.
a dark romance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would take a really dark turn.
Yeah.
I agree.
And Brie has kept Krystel and I from implementing certain things into the fanfic. She's gone, you can't do that.
I'm like, but it's our story.
I'm like, but could they run him over with a car?
Yeah,
Could they just like run him over?
I'm like, and back and forth, and
just
someone's digging the
reverse.
grave. Yep.
Yeah, and can I just insert myself for a second and like put myself in the driver's seat and just quickly press the pedal?
Yeah.
Wait, who's this character, Mia?
Into the car. In that car. I'm like, oh, sorry. Line them all up.
Oh, darn. Oh, is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, he's not. Oh, reverse. Oh.
Beep, 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 all the way along. There'd be Pierce, Sabbed, Keith, Mark. They'd all be just in a line. I'd just be like, and I'd just drive off. No guilt, no shame. I'd just drive off.
Let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Whatever state they're in. On like a dirt road in the back of Ireland.
Yeah. I'd just leave a sign on the road saying for Lizzie and drive off. Somebody needs to. I'd be like, if nobody's going to do this, I will.
I'll do it. Yeah. Put me in.
Well, I've said so many times, they should be grateful I'm not in that town.
I know. I would have burnt that town to the ground.
Yeah, I can't think we're ever getting out. Like, I think we're just stuck here for a while.
I didn't even have the intention of being like in the bot fandom when I first started my book talk. I just was generally making videos, and then it just happened to me.
Releasing 10 just like took hold of me, and I just was like so angry, and like the way it ended, I was so hurt. I still can't get past it, but I could not. I couldn't live without I was like, this is horrible. I'm just crying over here.
I literally never even made talking videos on like book talk. I would post like trends, I'd follow the trends of book talk, and then that was pretty much it. My videos did absolutely horrible. And then when releasing 10, like when I finished it and I just started talking about it, everyone's like, tell me more. I was like, oh, okay. So I kept telling everyone, I never even planned to be in this fandom. Like, I loved the book silently, and I would be like, oh, got Taming 7. Like, it's a great book, 5 stars. And then I would be like, that's it. But like after releasing 10, like I literally went back on my TikTok today. I was like, wow, I really don't shut up. Like, it's been months.
That's literally me. I like make new video ideas, and then like I'll quickly jot it down, and then I'm like, but I'm probably gonna also post a video about Liz that day. So like, because I can't help myself, because it's always something that I think somebody needs to know from my mouth, and if I don't say it, nobody will. Like I did edits originally, and then I took a huge break because I just didn't have like the time or the passion for it anymore, and then I just made normal videos like book talks, obviously with like the Boys of Tommen series mentioned, and then releasing 10 came out, and that was it. It just took over because again I just made a few videos, and I thought there's not enough people here like telling everyone how it should be.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, I feel like
my thing started, I genuinely needed to know every Hugh Katie interaction, so I started creating a Hugh Katie timeline. And then I was like, shoot, this timeline is getting like aggressive. And then I found Brie's timeline, and then Jenna's timeline, and then it just
spiraled.
I was like, I need to understand Hugh and Katie.
And now I can tell you off the top of my head
10,
every single interaction they have in chronological order.
Yeah.
It's like, just remind me again. He was tearing his lips away. Tearing lips away.
I literally don't even know how me and Krystel started talking. Could not tell you. I truly don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
This all just like happened. Like, I don't remember any of it. It just kind of happened that I became such like a part of it all. Like, I don't even remember me ever thinking, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. It just happened, like that. I just became like,
it's just like bam.
All, yeah.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
So bizarre.
Really,
and then the fact and then like if you told me in May that like Chloe would have agreed to a Zoom call with us, I'd be like, you're joking. Like, you're joking. Like, no,
If you'd have told me that she
I
was
still don't
even
think
just
that
actively a
happened.
part of the fandom again, I would never have believed
I would have
anything.
been like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, she's never going to do that. Like, that's just such an unrealistic expectation. And now I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, we're actually going to get another book.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Like,
wild.
I remember
I
the
was
Joey Eva
almost
announcement being
convinced we weren't going to
I can't
get
believe this
one.
has happened. Me too. I was so convinced that once Joey and Eva's books had ended, that it was nothing else was going to come from the series and that she was just going to be done. And I just totally took that on my chest. And then Taming 7 happened, and I was like, it can't end. It's not, it can't happen. And
Well, and then
then
all the
obviously,
backlash on releasing 10, I was like, stop. You all have to stop, please.
yeah.
Stop, because I need more. This can't end
Yeah,
like this,
it
because
was me. I was
Yeah.
like, please,
live.
shut up.
Everyone, shut up!
Yeah,
Stop being mean. Stop it.
yeah. Literally, like they put I felt like the anti-bullying prefects in school being like, no, like even like put like shut up in everyone's comments, being like, please delete this, please, just delete it, just delete. You post it again once the next book is out, just delete it for now. Just archive it, please, for now, just for now. Wait till we've got a release date and then pause whatever you want.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When we can pre-order something.
Yeah, when it's out for delivery, okay, I'll send you a message. When it's all out for delivery, I'll send you a quick text and you post it all again.
When I have a tracking number and
Yeah.
it's en route to my home.
Yeah, when my Amazon delivery driver has said, listen, I'm en route, I'll be like, guys, free will, post whatever you like for 2 weeks, and then once I've decided I want another book
And then-
again, we'll start this whole process again.
Yeah, it's just wild.
And everybody, shh. Just no phones.
Something we want to do with all of the people that come on to the podcast. We want to do like a little trivia. So it's a little fun thing. We changed it, just letting you know it was really hard. We changed it because no one got
Okay.
anything right. Other than Elaine. Elaine got them all right, but I would have got them wrong. So
It was
they
my
were just,
fault.
Of course, Elaine got them right. Of course she did. What a
I feel
mass
like
manager.
she like,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
It
like,
was my
why did you-
fault.
I feel like she
Like
has
I
a
was like,
photogenic.
I don't even know the answers. Like I don't know how you do, but so we changed them so they're a little bit easier because at first they were just like focused on the timeline. Now they're kind of just like sporadic. So
I would
they
not have
are-
got any timeline questions right. No way possible would I've got any dates right. I'd have just been like, I don't know, 2005. That would have been my answer for all of the 2005.
The first round, they were like, you can't. Where did you come up with these? You can't do that.
Oh,
And
they
I
were
was like,
really.
They were really hard. It was like
I would
extreme
never
level.
get any dates.
I was like,
No
matter
Stephanie,
how hard
I
I
know
try
the
to
timeline,
never-
and I don't know.
I would never ever.
well,
If I
these
was
ones
doing
are
that timeline, I would literally
better.
have to like page by page, like really in depth understand what was going on because sometimes like I even forget what time we're in until like I go back and then I think, oh, this was all like this is now crazy.
Yeah.
So I would never
That's
have
what
got
we
that.
did.
So thanks.
Design
So hopefully these are easier.
No, these are easier.
Everyone next, my comments will be next that you haven't even read the books. When they all come and watch this and they see that I've got 0 hours, they're like,
No, I'm sure you'll get some of these.
You liar, you've never read this series.
yeah, I'll get their names. I'm sure. Maybe not their middle names. I still probably wouldn't know that, but we'll figure it out.
What is Marie Lynch's sister's name?
Susan.
Susan.
Alice.
Alice. Oh, actually, I kind of remember that now that you've said it. Now I think of the page. I can probably picture it. I'll say that to every single one. I'm like, yep, I knew that actually now.
These are just fun. It's really nothing crazy. What's the second one? Do you know when Aoife got pregnant? If not the day, like even the event.
Like when, like consummation, or like when she told Joey.
When she did the deed. When she did the
When
When
deed.
they did the deed.
Yeah, like the shag. Okay. No, it's not Halloween, is it? I can't remember if it's Halloween or Christmas. I feel like it's an event of that kind. It's a party of some
It's a
kind.
party. Yes, it's a party.
Think about the timeline of when
Is it?
AJ's
Keyword
born.
Bambi.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when he's born.
He was born in
It's not-
August, but
it's not the.
delivery was supposed to be September.
Think Bambi.
Oh God, don't say that to me. That makes it more confusing. I'm like, what?
Where did she get Bambied?
Oh yes, I know what you mean. It was in a bathroom. It's in a bathroom
Yes,
at a party. Who
yes,
is it in Hugh Biggs' house? Is it in Hugh Biggs'
yes,
bathroom?
yeah.
Yes, but it can't be a Halloween party. That's too far away for her
No.
to give birth in August. Oh, it's the party when his parents aren't there and Gibbs has thrown the
Yes.
party. Yes, it's in the bathroom.
Yes.
It's in Hugh Biggs' bathroom.
90s
Yes,
party.
it's a nice party.
Yeah,
Yep.
the 90s party. Yes, it's in the party when his parents have gone away and Gibbs has invited loads of
I think
people
they're
and he wasn't
like,
there.
yes,
Yes.
that's exactly it.
I was like,
I know you know it.
I was like, Bambi, what is she talking about Lizzie Young right now? Because that's what I associate it with now. So I'm like, what is she talking about?
Oh, when she got Bambied.
Bambi begged, yes, I know what you mean. I was like, what? And I was like, that's so confused. But I can literally picture what I pictured in my head of them on the sink in that scene. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, well, when is that? And because obviously, then now I remember. Because they're also, obviously, then there's the party when they're dressed up as Harley and Joker, but they're together then, but they weren't together when this happened. Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah,
That's
one.
What are Johnny's dog's name? What's Johnny's dog's name?
Suki. What are the other? Is there two more or one more?
There's two more.
Two more.
Two more, yeah. There's three, isn't there, total? Is it Suki or Suki?
It's Suki. Yeah, Suki's right.
Mhm.
I don't know the other two. I'm just gonna give up. I don't know the other two. I'm gonna say
That's the
Bella
main one
and
where he's crying. That extra scene.
Suki,
Bonnie.
Bella and Bonnie. Yeah, no, forget. Oh, is that the actual
Bonnie.
one? Oh, yeah.
Cupcake.
Cupcake.
Cupcake. That's such a. I think I can't remember. That's such a memorable one. At least I remember
And
the big one.
And it's Bonnie. Yeah,
Bonnie, yeah.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Cupcake.
Bonnie. Yeah.
Oh, lucky.
Bonnie, Cupcake, and Suki.
Mm-hmm. I was so glad. I know this is a soft topic, but I was so glad when Chloe said that Suki's not going to die on page because I think that would be so awful.
Yeah.
Like I would need that to be back in Adoring 13 so I could be in Johnny's brain for that happening. But obviously that would be so unrealistic because it's like however many years away, that'd be like some dog to live that long.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad it's just going to happen and we'll be none the
Have
wiser.
you seen the snippet though?
Yes, it's awful. It's awful.
It's like I wrote
That's
it,
why-
but you won't see.
That's why I'm glad she thought, actually, we'll save them from that. She's
Like,
done
you
enough.
traumatized
Let's be
us
honest, she's
enough.
done enough. Yeah, she's done enough.
Yeah.
Give us something.
Take that away.
Yeah. Whose middle
Speaking
name?
of middle names, what's Shannon's middle name?
Maud.
Yes.
Hmm.
No middle names.
I remember when I was thinking about this when Life of a Showgirl came out the other day. When I was on Twitter originally in the Boys of Tommen fandom, we all headcanoned that Lizzie's middle name was going to be Ophelia. So when the Life of Ophelia came out, I was like, wow, that would have been so magical if that was true. But obviously it is Eleanor.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it came from or why we came up with it, but it just was this thing. Like if you look at really old edits, they all say Elizabeth Ophelia Young, and I don't know why. Where it came from. Yeah, I don't know
I've
what it
seen
came
stuff
from.
on that.
It was a huge thing. And then when it didn't actually happen, I remember loads of people being really disappointed. And I don't know where it came from, but I just was thinking about it when Life of Shoulder came out. I thought, wow, imagine this had actually happened. This would be crazy.
That would have been so nice, honestly.
Yeah,
I was really
the edits
pushing
would have
for
been
Ophelia
insane.
as my child's name, but
I
my
just-
husband said no. And I said,
Okay.
Okay.
he was very stern about it. I was like, oh, okay, well, on to the next.
Okay. What's next? When is Lizzie's birthday?
Oh, why do I not know this?
You know it. I know you know it.
I'm sure I posted a video about her birthday like not long ago.
Everyone thought the book was like coming out on Lizzie's birthday. If that helps. The next book.
I
Please
made like
an
a
announcement.
big video about this. Is it in? I totally can't. It's just lost. I've totally lost mine. Tell me the season.
It's
Spring.
summer. Spring?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well, isn't it technically spring?
I guess it's technically spring, yeah.
The end of spring.
It's
End of
it's
spring.
almost summer.
It was the
Yeah.
month after Releasing 10 came out.
Yeah.
June.
June, yeah.
June. I couldn't tell you the number. June the 9th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, that was just totally a market. That was not even true. I was like, oh, really? I must just internally know.
It's in
In
you.
my soul, yeah. In my
Know
soul,
it.
I must know. I was like, the 9th. And then you were like, yeah. I was like, oh, really?
What month is Katie born in?
That's hard.
February?
Close. December?
Oh.
It's
2
kind
months
of a
off.
trick question because if you look anywhere, it's going to tell you her birthday's in September, but that's wrong. If you look
Oh.
anywhere, like online, it'll say
Oh my
September.
God. There was, again, a huge thing on Twitter about this the other day because obviously everyone was saying you all have made these headcanons so serious and it's not even true. So
Yeah, her birthday's
I
in
do remember
December. There's
that.
one mention of it, and it's before Christmas. Like it says, like her birthday's before Christmas because
Mm.
Aoife was shopping for an outfit for Katie's birthday, and it's in
Oh.
December.
Mm.
She gives winter vibe birthdays. I kind of see it. That's why I said February. She gives like cold month birthdays.
I could
I
see
see
that.
it.
Mhm.
I see the vibe.
What team was Tommen playing at the Dublin game? What was like the opposing team?
This is like, is this an Irish town that I should know the name of? Because I have
Think
no idea.
about where Johnny was supposed to go.
Oh, Dublin.
Yeah, so what is the team there?
What is the where Liz
Where is Liz
Hugh
going to
said
move
Liz
to
could finish
finish her last year of school?
her last year of school when Hugh goes to Dublin?
So he's going to go
She
to
could finish
Trinity.
at
She's going to go to.
Saint. Wait, I can't think. It's something. I'm sure it's something Anthony's.
Starts with an R.
Oh, well, no then.
Royce.
Royce
Royce.
College.
Yes.
Royce College in Dublin.
Yes. In Dublin.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really crazy because I've just gone back to uni for studying and there's loads of people from Ireland that have came to study and I'm like, tell me where you're from. As if like they're gonna say they're gonna be like, I'm from here. I'm like, even though it's not real, and I totally have in my head that they're gonna say
If they're
this
from
town.
Cork, it's close enough.
Yeah. So one of the girls was saying that like there's this other boy that's in our class and he's like the posh Irish boy because he's from Dublin. I thought, wow, crazy. I know about a boy that happened to.
I know about you.
I know a boy that went from Dublin to like this tiny town. I know how he feels right now. And it was like, I was like, he knows, I know.
And it's going to be us when we go to Ireland, Brie. We'll be like, well, do you guys know Johnny Kavanagh?
I'll be like, where's Joey?
Yeah. Like, do you know my close personal friend Johnny Kavanagh that also moved from Dublin to a small town because you have the exact experience.
Oh
And you know
gosh.
how they all talk about how different Johnny's accent is to theirs?
Yeah.
I would never, obviously, when you just go to Ireland, you go to one area, so they all sound the same. But now that I've had two Irish people stood in front of me from two different ends of Ireland, I'm like, damn, they had a point. Like, what are you? Like, I actually believe them that, like, this is a crazy different accent.
I probably wouldn't even be able to know.
I'm sure that's
Yeah.
probably like how Brie and I sound.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's how you
Because
sound.
I don't think I think we sound like American.
I think we sound the same. Like,
Yeah.
like
But I'm
It's just American.
sure that
like, you
mine's
have,
like very
American
Wisconsin.
thing.
Like I've got like that
Yeah.
northern Wisconsin,
I'm
unfortunately.
like a mutt. I'm a mutt because I'm from New Jersey, but I live in Florida. So like
Amazing.
I don't even know what my accent is.
And I'm just
I did
Australian,
not.
so I don't say full words. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't pay you for
like, I
New
have a Geordie
Jersey.
accent, so I don't know if you've ever seen like Geordie Shore. So
Yeah.
I have that accent. So when I say certain words, you could really tell. Like somebody commented on my video the other day, and I'd said book, and obviously I say book, like EWK, as if like I've said it that way, and I'm like, I know it sounds like that, but I'm not actually saying that. I promise.
I promise.
Yeah, I do know how to talk. I promise. It's just an accent.
Well, I've been talking to Krystel so much that like I've been picking up on her lingo now that like I'm literally saying Australian lingo to like people in real life and they're like, why are you saying things like that? I'm like, saying things like what? And like I'm like, this is just how I talk. And they're like, you're like, that's not what we say here. And I'm like, well, it's what I say now.
You're just more cultured.
Yeah.
More cultured, I
You're
guess.
well traveled. You're well traveled.
I've been everywhere.
Literally, I could say I get that from books. I notice myself doing that from books all the time, and
Yeah.
it makes me actually internally cringe. God, when I used to be like massively in the Hermione fandom, and that was when my Twitter started, and then I started to say gods instead of God, like because they obviously in the Harry Potter fandom they have
Yeah, I
multiple
say
gods like
gods.
Salazar and that. And I say, oh my gods. And I remember being like, it's actually, oh my God, we don't have multiple gods. And then I realized where I picked up from, and I was like, that's so embarrassing. And then I do it with like little Irish words from like
I do
Boys of
too.
Tommen as well. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is just so not realistic.
Like Tony Malloy always calls Joey like boyo. And like I
That's
always
such
say that.
that's such a
I
northern
say that
English
all the
thing.
time. I call my
Such a
dogs
northern
that now.
English thing. It's such a northern English thing. Like I know loads of people that say that just in general speak. So then when I see them in there, I'm like, this is so strange.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't say that here, but like I just started saying that about everyone now. Like, I guess this is
Like
how
I
it
do
is.
though. I say it now.
Name one charm that is on like Lizzie's anklet.
I could probably no, I'm not going to be overconfident so I can name them all, but I could definitely name a few. There's the life buoy, there's the semicolon, there's Gemini charm, there is I don't know if I'm mixing this summer time pretty, but is there an infinity charm on it?
Yeah.
He gives a one
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, that's from I'm trying to is there any how many is there in total?
8.
So
Gemini,
I've got Gemini,
like buoy,
the life buoy,
infinity,
yeah, I've got that.
semicolon.
Semicolon, they're the four I've got. They're the four I definitely know.
Witch's broomstick.
Yeah, I was gonna say a witchy thing, but I didn't know if it was a witch's hat or a witch's broomstick.
The pill.
The pill,
And then
a book,
a book.
and a heart.
Oh, for one, she's a writer.
A book and a
Is
heart.
that yeah? And the heart's the original charm, isn't it? That's right.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
What?
well, and you know
Can I ask you?
And
a
you know
question?
why?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Of course.
What charm do you want to see him get in the future? If you could pick only one, you can only pick one. What would you pick that you want him to get her? You go first. I don't actually know mine.
Did we give it in the fan fiction yet?
We gave one in the fan fiction. It was a compass, which we really
I
liked.
like that one. We came up with that. Like
It's like him finding his way home to her.
Like the
Yeah.
Taming. I like that.
I like
think
that. We brainstormed a bunch. What's the
I do like the idea of like when they do eventually elope and get married, of him giving like a ring or something like to add to that. I think that'd be cute. I don't know. I like the compass. I think the compass is really cute. Something that shows like this
really
like,
nice. That's really lovely.
like finding your way back home. Like that's just like
Yeah,
stop,
that's what they're all about.
I like it. I can live
and
like
like not to like Hugh would be her home, like, and they'd go to Dublin together. They found their way back. Like they'll always find each other.
Finding the way. Yeah,
that's really cute. Yeah,
I like that. I think that'd be really cute.
And it was funny because we were like brainstorming and we were like, we need something that's like this. And Brie and I were both just like, compass.
Compass. And like we said at the same time, and Stephanie's like, are you guys okay?
Oh,
like
I was just over here like, what about
it came to us and I was like, nah, we have to do it. We have to do it.
I would like him to give her a CD charm because I think that music is a big part of the series in general, and it'd be like a nice way for Chloe to put herself in the books again because she loves music so much, and music is such a big part of their relationship that I think a CD would be really
that'd
nice.
be cute.
Yeah.
Because Johnny obviously gave Shannon an actual CD. Aoife gave Joey CDs, which he gave to Shannon, and they helped her through her hard time. And music is such a big part of Chloe's life, and they've got the whole
Lizzie loves music.
Going back and forth. Mm-hmm.
We could do like a music note or something too.
Yeah, that's nice as well.
Yeah, something with music.
Yeah.
It seems like she incorporates music with all her characters too. So like I feel like that'd be actually really cool.
Yeah, and it's like a
Yeah.
nice motif for the whole series as well, just in
Yeah.
And
this.
especially with Claire outing Hugh for just like playing the
Oh
Fleetwood
yeah,
Mac, just
That's
like
my
on
favorite
repeat.
snippet to date. That is my
I
favorite.
love it.
I
I'm
love
like,
when
oh,
how
boys down
disgusted Liz
bad.
tries to be about her interest. Yeah, because she's like, does he like side eyes and tries to pretend she's not invested, and I'm very excited
I
for
love it. That's what we
I
make
bet
good point.
internally she's just like so giddy. I would be
that.
like,
That's what I'm excited for, is because she
oh,
deserves them moments, is them little moments of joy.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
oh, does he really? He plays that how often?
Yeah, and she's
tell
like,
me,
On
on
the
a
loop.
loop, on a
On
loop,
the
on
on a bloody loop.
literally.
I love
Claire's
it.
just like, it's so annoying. That's the only song I ever hear. It's just like on a loop in his
Yeah,
room.
this
Like,
is
and
like,
Liz is
is
like,
it?
loop.
Is it
That's
really?
so.
okay,
Is this play about me? Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
He's over who? Not me, love.
Katie who?
Never,
What?
Mhm.
never me.
Literally.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Oh, I need it so bad.
I know. I can't wait.
No.
I literally.
What car does Gibbs drive?
That's a hard
A
one.
Ford.
Yes. Do you know what kind?
Yeah.
Ford. Mm, I don't
You
know
were
if
You
there.
can
it's,
ask yourself.
I don't know if it's a Ford Focus or a Ford Fiesta.
Focus.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what
I
color
Focus.
it
think
is?
Is it
Pod drives a
is it
Fiesta. Or
grey? Is it silver? Is it silver? Oh,
Silver.
yeah.
Yes.
wow, girl.
he's like, I'm not right. She's got
And
all
the
the
That's such
last
a, again,
one.
that's such a British car. A Ford car is so British, like a Fiesta and a Focus. My boyfriend's first ever car was a Fiesta.
Right.
And it's kind of crazy because now he has an Audi like Johnny has, and I was like, damn, both is all of this for me? Like, do you know?
And then our last question is, what age was Joey when Darren left?
12.
Yes.
He was going in
Mhm.
secondary school.
You
Good
got him.
job.
You knew like them all.
Yeah.
Good go. I'm the best was the birthday one when I actually just coincidentally got that right. I'm proud of
Yeah.
myself.
I think it's just like subconsciously you have
It's
to
Yeah,
in,
like
I
it's
just
inside
in
you.
my soul, it's part of my
Yeah.
soul, and it just
Forever.
came out.
June
Yeah.
9th will come around. You'll be like, I feel like I need to celebrate something today.
I'm like, it's somebody's birthday.
By forgetting.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. I
I've
think,
had such a lovely time.
yeah.
I was really nervous, but it wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be.
No. We honestly just yap. And
We're on it. It's
wherever
super
it goes, it goes.
Mhm.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to follow
Yeah.
Mia, all her links are below. We will link them all for you because she is great to watch and she will tell you how it is and we love it. But we hope to have her back soon. If you're not following us, just make sure you follow us below and we will continue to connect with creators. If you have any ideas of creators that you want us to connect with or people you want us to chat with, just let us know, send us a message or whatnot. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.